arriving on a Skyblock OneBlock island. The only rule is, once I die, it's over. I start gathering resources from my OneBlock, creating a pickaxe and an axe to further progress and gather resources way faster. I noticed by doing this, I leveled up, allowing me to unlock better resources. A rat appeared from my OneBlock, but even after 100 axe strikes, it seemed untouchable, and I had to run. I had to craft myself a sword and get my very first rat kill. This skeleton has been eyeballing me for a while now, and this was my current goal. Get rid of that skeleton, capture his island, but for this to happen, I needed more blocks. Finally, I was able to bridge myself over and take care of the skeleton and capture the island. But it was no match with my weapon that I had crafted. I created a wall to make sure I was not backstabbed and went back to my OneBlock. Another rat got my blade, and they just kept coming at me. With now under 50% health, I had to be very careful. Rat after rat got the blade until I decided to harvest the crops. Building towards a weird block and further to another island that was not occupied by anyone, here I expected tons of resources, but only valuable item was seeds. I then continued my efforts toward an island with lava, but ran quickly out of blocks. So I had to return to my OneBlock to gather more resources. Once again, I got visited by a rat, a skeleton, and with 25% of my health, this was becoming a very dangerous task. This skeleton almost ended my life, but luckily I got visited by some nice chickens that I try not to kill, so I blocked them off on the bridge, being safe from any harm. I now had enough blocks to visit the lava island. However, after being disappointed of the resources, I made myself some crispy chicken before returning back. Another rat tried to take my life, and by pure luck, I had decided to eat those crispy chickens or I would be dead. Another skeleton made me realize I need to reinforce, so I made a crafting bench and was planning to make a farming bench. But for this, I needed resources. And unexpected, the tree did not give me what I required to make it, so I went back to my OneBlock until I had enough. I got it placed and was aiming for a bucket to make a cobblestone generator. An idea that I soon regretted. But I needed iron, and there was no iron on the lava island. So I expanded my island a bit and went back to my OneBlock when iron appeared. I crafted a furnace and smelted my iron while doing a bit of work on my OneBlock. And shortly after, I expanded my island a bit to make room for my cobblestone generator. I finished my bridge to the water island to scoop the water with my brand new bucket. Sadly, I was a few blocks short, so I had to return to gather resources when another skeleton almost ended my life. I grabbed some water and went to the lava island to scoop some lava. However, apparently wood can't resist lava and it broke. Back to my OneBlock, the weather has changed. It was getting scary. Skeletons spawning, removing more and more of my health, so I crafted a cooking place, got a bit to eat, and went back to work. Before long, chickens appeared, along with skeletons after skeletons. Refusing to kill the chickens, it was removing more and more of my health, so I decided to block them in. However, my pickaxe broke, and it was time for a new one. I finished my trap, but it did not work as expected, and I lost even more of my precious health, but continued the grind for resources. Before long, another one spawned, but I took care of him. I crafted myself a skinning table for my leather gathered from the rats and got visited by this skeleton. This was a lot harder to kill. With half health and disappointed over my non-functioning trap, I continued to OneBlock until I had enough for a better pickaxe, saying goodbye to my old trusted pickaxe. Another skeleton spawned and tried mining a block to kill him, but the block vanished and I almost got killed. With 10% of my health, I won multiple battles before expanding my island, cleaning up my failed cobblestone generator, and make a hole in a bucket to start my farming journey. I had 10 seeds. That all got planted and I went back to my OneBlock. Here, a chicken and a skeleton spawned, but luckily with my 10% health, the skeleton fell down when a moose spawned. I decided to call him Freddy. I had enough resources for a better axe. Now saying goodbye to my old one, I continued to OneBlock, and suddenly, Freddy went to bed, so naturally I had to be very quiet. A skeleton spawned, and with now 5% of my health left, this was getting very dangerous. I chose to enclose Freddy to make sure he did not fall down when a friend of Freddy appeared. However, I had 5% health and a decision had to be made. Do I keep the friend of Freddy or kill him? Surely I couldn't touch the holy rabbit on the portal island. My survival instinct kicked in and I had to end Freddy's friend's life, even though he tried protecting him. I could not eat his friend in front of him, and Freddy was not happy. But he got a new friend. My crops was now ready, so I harvested and bought some more seeds to plant even more. After a while, another friend of Freddy. It was like he was inviting them, because another one came. Unluckily, a spider spawned, and with their poison, it could have ended me. Another friend of Freddy. I had to keep them all. Especially thinking how Freddy took the last time I betrayed him. Anyways, it was time to build to the magic island. With a mysterious rabbit. This was a mistake. The rabbit jumped off. And shortly after, somehow, an accident happened. Not really sure what was going on, but I'm sure the mysterious rabbit had something to do with it. Last thing that went through my mind was memories of Freddy. The slaughter of his friend, and the betrayal on Freddy's face. His new friends, and my plan to feed him, and all his friend food. A dream that was now dead, floating in my imagination until death hit me. This was the end of my adventure.